Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today's video is just going to be kind of a fun video about my favorite and my least favorite perfume bottles. But before we get started, I wanted to share with you a beautiful new piece of decor that you might see in some of my video backgrounds. And these are some roses from a company called Rose Forever. So Rose Forever sent these to me as a gift to review for you guys, and I absolutely love them. You guys know that I love flowers as decorations. And what's special about Rose Forever is that these are real roses that have been preserved, so they last for at least a year, and they are absolutely exquisite. They just look beautiful. They would be excellent for a wedding centerpiece or a bridal shower or even just basic home decor. I chose mine in this pretty kind of off-white color, but they do have lots of other colors and lots of different numbers of roses in their arrangements to choose from, so I definitely recommend checking them out if you're looking for the most realistic, gorgeous roses that you don't have to replace every few weeks. You guys can save $15 off of your order when you use the link in my description box. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. In our number 10 spot, we have Oscar de la Renta Bella Rosa. This is a bottle that I have told you guys about so many times before, how much I love it. I love pink, I love blush colors, nude colors, rose gold. That is my favorite color palette, and I just absolutely love the way the gold and the pink works together on this bottle. I like how the front is also textured, so you can actually feel the flowers that are etched onto the front, and they are a whole bunch of little roses, which I think is really pretty. So yes, I absolutely love this bottle, and yeah, this isn't about the juice that's in here, but even if I ran out of this perfume, I would just keep this bottle just for decor because that's how much I love it. So in my number 10 spot for my favorite bottles, we have Oscar de la Renta Bella Rosa. In our number 9 spot for my favorite bottle, we have Tenue de Soirée from Annick Goutal. This bottle, I will not lie, one of the main reasons I bought this perfume was because I loved the look of the bottle so much. I think it looks so glamorous. I like the simplicity of the label. I also like the little charm on the side. I like the sound that it makes when it clanks against the perfume. I like the little purple poof on the side. The ombre effect, everything about this bottle is just absolutely exquisite. So again, even if I wasn't going to be wearing this perfume or if it ran out, this is one that would be really nice to keep on a vanity or on your dresser in your bedroom or something like that. Very pretty, very chic, very feminine. In our number 8 spot, we have a Toga fragrance. This one I've talked to you guys about before, about how I actually don't like this fragrance, and I've been trying to sell it or gift it, and I just haven't found a home for it. But you know what? I think I've decided I'm going to keep it just for decor. Initially, I was hoping that somebody would like this perfume and actually want it, and then I thought, you know what? For the price I paid for it, I think it's almost just worth keeping just for decor. So what do I like about this bottle? I love how it has these little ridges etched into the side. It looks kind of like a pillar, like it has kind of a very like Roman vibe to me, which I really like about it. Also, it's called Cleopatra, so it has those exotic kind of vibes already. I also like the lid. The lid is really pretty. It's gold and it's matte, but it's got those little etched designs in the top. I like the label. I like how there's handwriting on it as well as just the basic font. And yeah, I just think it's an absolutely gorgeous bottle that looks beautiful sitting on a vanity. So yeah, I think I will keep this one out for decoration, you guys, because it's just too pretty to give away, even though I don't like the fragrance. In our number 7 spot, we have Tiffany Co Intense. This bottle is so beautiful, you guys. It looks like a diamond, but it's got that typical really pretty light blue Tiffany color as well, and it's just absolutely stunning. This is a really glamorous fragrance as well, but the fact that it comes in a bottle that also looks like a piece of jewelry just makes it even more glamorous. So in our number 7 spot, we have Tiffany Co Intense. Number 6 spot, we have a Chanel fragrance. Chanel makes beautiful bottles already, but this is one of my absolute favorite bottles of theirs. This is the number 5 Low. So what I like about this bottle is that it is completely clear and translucent, and there's no color at all. It's just very simple, very chic, very timeless. I really like the simplicity of the label. I like how it just looks very plain and yet also very posh at the same time. Chanel's bottles, in case you didn't know, were designed to look like a flask in the 1920s. A lot of fragrances came in a flask-like bottle, so it does have that 1920s kind of flask resemblance. They have changed the bottle a little bit over the years, but I still think that they look totally timeless and totally elegant, and to me this is like the ideal perfume bottle shape. So in our number 6 spot, we have Chanel number 5 Low. Our number 5 spot goes to one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time, but also favorite perfume bottles, and this is Miss Dior from Christian Dior. I know a lot of people agree with me. I've had a lot of people comment and say that this is one of their absolutely favorite perfume bottles. I absolutely love the little bow on the lid. I also really like how on the bottom they have the textured glass, and I just really like the simplicity of it again. I like the writing. I think this is one of the most chic and kind of iconic perfume bottles. This is the type of perfume bottle that would be really pretty on a poster, on a canvas, on wall art. It looks gorgeous sitting on your vanity. And yeah, it's just like the perfect, elegant little bottle. So in our number 5 spot, we have Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. Number 4 spot, we have another Chanel. It would be very difficult to make this list without including a couple of Chanel fragrances because, to be honest, I like all of the bottles from Chanel. I think they all look really nice. But this one stands out to me. This one is absolutely beautiful. The color of the juice is perfect with that rose gold label. I like how the label itself is also a little bit sheer. I also really like how the lid is frosted. I like how it has that same timeless flask resemblance of the other Chanel fragrances. It's just perfect. It just looks perfect sitting on your dresser top or on a vanity. You can't go wrong with Chanel's bottles. I just think they're so beautiful. And yeah, this one really grabs my attention because, like I said, I really like blush pink and rose gold, and it's just the perfect combination in this bottle. So in our number 4 spot, we have Coco Mademoiselle from Chanel. Number 3 spot. Now this is nothing fancy. It's nothing mind-blowing, but the reason this is so high up on the list is because, again, it's just timeless, it's classic, it's elegant, it's feminine. I love the Chloe bottle. This is another example of a bottle that I would keep around even if I didn't wear the juice inside. I absolutely love the design of the Chloe bottles. Again, I like how the glass on the side is textured. I love the little bow. I think the bow makes it look so elegant and so pretty and feminine. And again, it's just one of those bottles that is timeless and looks beautiful sitting on your counter or on your vanity. So in our number 3 spot, we have Chloe Absolue de Parfum. Our number 2 spot should come as no surprise to many of you. The Delina bottles, well, all of the bottles from the Parfums de Marly fragrances are exquisite. I absolutely love this bottle. I think it's so pretty. It's opaque, it's pink, it's feminine, it's soft, it's regal, it's expensive, it's heavy. Again, something I really think is special about a perfume is when they put detail into the cap as well, not just into the bottle itself. So this cap is silver. It has the little diamond on top, that little pink crystal. It has the detail again etched into the side of the lid. It's actually quite a heavy cap as well. If you take it off, it's actually a very heavy lid, and I really like how heavy the lid is. I think that really adds to the overall appeal of the bottle. I really like the shape of the bottle, how it's kind of shaped like a woman. And then I also really like the little pink tassels on the side, and they're braided and it's just beautiful. Parfums de Marly goes above and beyond in terms of packaging. They are incredible. And for me, you guys know that I love fragrances on display just as much as I like wearing them. So pretty packaging is also very important to me. There's lots of times I've had perfumes that have stayed in a drawer, even though I love them, because I cannot stand to look at the packaging. But that is not the case with Delina. So this is my number 2 spot for my favorite bottles, Delina from Parfums de Marly. Just taking a little coffee break. And my number 1 favorite bottle in my collection, I think I've told you guys about this before. This is On Salon's Eau de Toilette from Guerlain. This has to be one of the most beautiful perfume bottles I've ever seen in my life. Where do I even begin with this bottle? Okay, first of all, it looks very antique. It has a very antique, kind of a regal, royal quality about it. The glass is frosted. They also have the embossed detail on there. So they have little bees, and then on the top they have like this tiered, I don't know what you call that, this tiered kind of effect. And then of course, again, with the cap, they've put so much detail into the cap. Again, you've got the textured top that's consistent with that kind of tiered design that's on the bottle. The color is beautiful. The color of the juice is like this really gorgeous, pretty pink color, and then the label is purple with gold writing. It's just the most beautiful bottle I've ever seen. Even before I liked this fragrance, I knew that I was going to end up having this perfume on my counter because I fell in love with the bottle online. That's what it looks like up against light. It's just the most exquisite bottle in the world. I could actually sit here and hold and look at this. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I pick it up and I just hold it and look at it and just appreciate the beauty of the bottle without even having to wear the fragrance. So in our number 1 spot, we have On Salon's from Guerlain Eau de Toilette. Okay, so starting off our top 5 list for my least liked bottles, in our number 5 spot, we have Juicy Couture Bodacious. I cannot stand this bottle. I think that it is a little bit juvenile, not very sophisticated, very young, very playful, just not my thing at all. Not the type of bottle I would want to have displayed on my counter. Sometimes I think I like it, and then other times I'm like, no, I do not like this bottle at all. The other thing that bothers me a lot is this bow gets in the way, and when you're putting this in a drawer, it will often catch, and the lid just pops off very easily. I cannot stand it. And when I smell my perfumes, I also like to not smell the atomizer, but I like to smell the cap as well. I hold them both up to get a really good scent of that perfume. And you can't do it because the bow is in the way and it pokes you in the face, and it's just really cumbersome and not enjoyable whatsoever. I think if it had a better lid and it was just like this, maybe that might be okay. Or get rid of the bow on the side and just have like the symbol, because I do think that the Viva La Juicy symbol is quite pretty, but it just ruins it for me when they have all of the extra unnecessary stuff going on. Just totally cumbersome and like doesn't stay on. It just drives me absolutely crazy. So my number 5 spot for my least liked bottles is pretty much all of the Viva La Juicy bottles. So my 4th least favorite bottle is Alien from Mugler. Even though this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, if not my favorite fragrance, I love the juice that's in here, but I really don't like the bottle. I don't think that it's very pretty or feminine or elegant. I just don't think it looks really nice sitting out on a counter. If I didn't know what fragrance this was, and if I hadn't tested it based on so many reviews and people recommending it, I probably would never approach this bottle because I just think it looks very tacky. I know there's other people who will disagree. I think a lot of people actually like the Alien bottles, but for me, I just don't care for it. I mean, that doesn't look pretty. Let's be honest, that does not look pretty compared to something like this. I just don't understand it. I understand the concept because of the name of the perfume, the type of the perfume. So I do understand that aspect of it. And what it does have going for it is it is comfortable to hold in your hand. It like fits into your hand perfectly. But yeah, I just think that the bottle itself is a little bit gaudy and otherworldly, which is appropriate for the type of fragrance, but I don't really like looking at it sitting on my counter. I just leave it out because it literally is my favorite fragrance and I grab for it a lot. In my number 3 spot, we have Angel Eau de Toilette, also from Mugler. Again, another one of those kind of cumbersome, really loud bottles that just doesn't need to be that loud, and it doesn't stand straight up and down, so it's very difficult to store in a drawer with other fragrances. It also takes up a lot of room. It's big, you know, this thing doesn't need to be that big. It just would have been nice if it was in a little bit more of a classic bottle. I know there's a lot of people who might disagree with me, but I really, really don't like these bottles. I think they're very tacky. And yeah, for that reason, I never have this one sitting out on my tray. And for that reason, I often forget to wear it. So it's kind of a shame because I do like the juice that's inside. But the bottle just really does absolutely nothing for me. So in our number 3 spot, we have Angel Eau de Toilette. In our number 2 spot, we have one that's pretty new to my collection. I haven't even talked about this one yet, so I won't get too much into the juice and what this smells like, but this is from the brand Our Moth, and this is the Pride of Our Moth for women. They also have a Pride of Our Moth for men. I bought this fragrance because I was looking for one that was affordable and smelled really good, and this had a lot of notes that I really liked. Again, I'll get into what it actually smells like in another video. So I do like the fragrance, but I absolutely cannot stand the bottle. This is not one I would leave sitting on my counter or my vanity. For one thing, it's just very heavy. It's a very heavy bottle, like so heavy that it hurts my arm to hold it up. I just think it's a little bit gaudy. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the bottles from some of the Middle Eastern fragrance companies. I notice most of them tend to be quite large and kind of bulky and very, very heavy. So maybe that speaks to the quality of them, I don't know, but I don't really like it. Yeah, just not an attractive bottle. I don't really like the color, I don't like the shape, I don't like the heaviness. just not a bottle that I would, oops, see, it's so heavy I just about knocked it over. Just not a bottle that I would ever have sitting out on my counter. And my number one least favorite bottle, the ugliest bottle in my entire collection, also made of plastic. Like, what the heck? This is Gucci Rush. I actually really like the fragrance that's in here. It's not my first choice for a date night or going out. It wouldn't be my first choice of a fragrance, but I cannot stand this case. I was born in 1985, so any of you guys who are 80s babies, 90s babies, this looks like a cassette tape. I feel like I should be plugging this into a car and pushing play. I don't get it. It's difficult to hold. It's difficult to spray. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break it. I don't even know if I'm getting a good spray. It doesn't feel high quality. It doesn't feel classy. There's no weight to it whatsoever because it is plastic. And I've seen a lot of reviews from people who've said that they've actually broken the spray button. The atomizer has just fallen off, which I can totally see happening because it does feel kind of cheap. I don't know. That's probably the biggest thing keeping me from buying this perfume for so long. And even to this day, I will not have it displayed out on my vanity because I think it just looks awful. Like, that just looks terrible. Why couldn't they have put it in some sort of a nice glass bottle? I will never understand. Really like the juice, really don't like the bottle. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you really enjoyed. Do head over and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I do share a lot of things on there that I don't on YouTube, and I will see you guys all next time.